The Cisco Internet Operating System, iOS, is the proprietary kernel of Cisco routers and Catalyst switches. This kernel provides routing, switching, internetworking, and telecommunications. The iOS is based on Unix and Linux, so some of the file system commands may be familiar. The iOS user interface is in user exec mode when a Cisco router or switch boots. The prompt for the user exec mode is host name greater than sign. The host name defaults to switch or router. It can be configured with the host name command. Very few commands are available in user exec mode. This is by design. To make configuration changes to Cisco devices, you must be in privilege exec mode, another step beyond user exec. Cisco has created layers of access in their devices for security reasons. In the next slide, let us discuss privileged exec mode. The heart of the iOS is privileged exec mode. The privilege exec mode allows the device configuration to be viewed or changed. Use the enable command to enter privileged exec mode. The prompt for privileged exec mode is hostname #. Enter the disable command to return to the user mode. The prompt will change back to the user exec prompt as shown in the slide. An enable password can be configured to protect access to privileged exec mode. Note there is a choice between encryption and no encryption. The enable secret password overrides the enable password if both are configured. Let us look into configuration mode in the next slide. Use the configure terminal command in privileged exec mode to enter configuration mode, also called global configuration mode. You can notice the prompt changes. Instead of just the host name and a #, now you will see config in parentheses. Within a configuration mode are many submodes. In this slide, you will see an example of configuration mode for interfaces. This is a submode. Again, the prompt changes as shown here. This shows interface configuration mode. To exit a configuration submode, enter the exit command. To exit configuration mode and return to privileged exec mode, enter end. The next slide focuses on the concept of help. At any time, in any mode or submode, you can enter a question mark at the prompt. All available commands in that mode will be displayed. The example in the slide shows a few of the commands available in interface configuration mode. The available commands are listed in alphabetical order. Let us continue our discussion on help in the next slide. A question mark can be used at the end of an expression to find possible matching commands. The example in the slide lists all the show commands where the next word starts with the letter I. The output will only show the next word available. Here, for example, IP is listed in the output. However, show IP is not a complete command. Enter show IP and a question mark to see the next possible word. The router and switch simulations used for the Cisco exams have a limited help function. You must know the commands to pass the exam. Do not rely on the help function. In the next slide, let us discuss a list of commands used to show history. The show history command displays a history of commands that are entered. There is a separate buffer for each configuration mode. This means in privileged mode, listing the history will only show commands that are entered in privileged exec mode. In configuration mode, history parameters can be changed. Take some time to go through the commands listed on the screen. Note there is an option to set history parameters specifically for the virtual teletype VTY lines, as shown on the slide. Let us move on to the configuration in the next slide.